Yeah, we're just gonna talk about things. Like, I always research too many things. I use the term research to flatter myself. I consume junk on the internet, is what I mean. There's always a lot that is kind of interesting and people might not know about. So that's what I bring to the table. And all of useless knowledge of 30-ish years
So you're
consuming
one of
media.
those
Yes.
terminally online people, are you saying?
Yes, one of those,
One of
sadly.
those,
I
yeah.
was one of those people before I had constant access to the internet. I blame my mother.
I mean, same. I had a PC since I was 10, I think. And I was constantly on my computer even before I had internet. I think internet came to me 4 years later.
Yeah, I remember popping a CD into my computer and playing friggin' just a game where you shoot chickens or whatever it was.
I had that one for
It's
shooting ducks, and I had an actual gun for this weird console thing that I don't know the name
wow.
of.
That sounds like the Nintendo game Duck Hunt.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably what. Well, we're already podcasting, but we didn't even start properly yet. What?
that's
How
true.
dare?
That's true. Oh,
How dare?
I'm already messing this up.
Yeah, but see, Anka was afraid of not having enough things to talk about, but you already had more to talk about than you made it sound like you would have. See, you can relate to things. We've proven that now.
Yeah, well, I guess this podcast is one of my many attempts to try to get over my fears and inhibitions. Not, no, well, not in that way. Okay, let's rewind. I mean to just get over myself. Yeah. So
Yeah, we'll
we
call this
want.
podcast "Getting Over It" with Anka and Shalama.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
already have a logo. I just need to cross out this. Wait, what is Bennett 40? Yeah, nobody needs that. We just cross that out.
Yeah, and we replace it with our names.
Yeah, easy, easy.
Wow, I really thought it was gonna be much harder to come up with a name for this.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's another name that's floating around. SHAT. I don't.
SHAT?
Yeah.
I
Uh,
guess I don't get that one.
I don't remember. Reddy came up with it. I believe it was Shalama and Anca talk or something.
Oh, SHAT. I thought you meant like the number 80, but you mean
No.
like Anka talking AT. I get it.
Mhm.
Chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, G and Simon, like, I guess G and Simon and Boof have Yomp, which also sounds like something kind of gooey and filthy. I guess we should have
Yeah.
Shat.
Yomping sounds like chomping, but it's also clearly piggybacking off the Yorks cast because they're literally just doing the old movie podcast.
What if we call it the weekly lick?
The week, uh,
It's like the scoop, but it's a lick.
the ear lick.
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
That might be a good sign.
Yeah, Yomp is definitely a Simonism.
The
Yeah.
Shatcast.
The chat came up with it back then as well. We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
they
This is
did. That's
basically
true. Wait, we're riffing
episode
too hard.
-1.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
-1
that's
because
fine though.
we're still being very chaotic. This is supposed to be slightly more structured than this, but only slightly, I think.
Yeah, I have to introduce us, I think, to make it begin.
Okay.
I want to make
I thought I was
sure
the
that you.
host.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I don't know. I really should I be the host? Are we
I
taking
thought we were
turns every week?
co-hosting. I honestly don't care. You can be both. Yes, just talk at the same time. 3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hi everybody. We are
Yeah, welcome to
Shalama and
the
Anca.
podcast, and we are.
We're two currently we're just
I can't.
VTubers, but we do
Yeah.
have corporeal forms.
We sometimes inhabit corporeal bodies as well.
Do you think there are bodies that are not corporeal?
Is a body of water, strictly speaking, a corporeal thing? Because technically, how do you define it? I don't even know, man.
You mean water doesn't have a body?
You say it's a body of water,
Yeah.
but
So?
doesn't really have a skin, does it?
But it does have that surface tension that's kind of like skin.
I
At
suppose.
least if you're like a tiny spider or something.
Yeah, well, do you want me to introduce it?
Yeah, fine. I'll let you do it because otherwise we'll probably just keep
Yeah.
doing this forever, like not getting to the point.
Who knows if we keep doing this live too? But for now, that's how it is. Yeah, we are here to blast to blast nonsense and some sense straight into your earballs and your eye holes. And this might happen every 1 or 2 weeks. Who knows? Like, I always have something to talk about, but maybe Anka sometimes will be too tired to tolerate that.
Yeah, that's a good point. But
And
then again, I probably can always listen, even if I'm tired.
yeah, but
Yeah, we
I don't
can't
want to.
promise anything yet.
And this shouldn't be just me rambling because I do that all the time anyway. This should also be a space where Anka can ramble about stuff. That's why we're doing this. So
We will try that.
we've got Anka, a current German resident from Romania that is a game developer, an aspiring game releaser, and me.
Oh God! Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
And Shalama, who's me, who's telling for no particular reason Chaotic to do some squats. If this gets released in audio only form, you figure out what that means. Yeah, I stream on the internet, and I've done many things, which I am sure at some point I'm going to talk about. But yeah, we are here to kind of do a weekly recap of things that we've done and seen, and just other stuff and things.
Life. Our life and other people's lives.
Life. What is it? Can you eat it?
Well, I think a lot of animals and a lot of people eat other living things, so I guess yes, you probably can eat it.
Yeah, okay. I guess since we've answered that question, that's it for today. Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That you are okay.
Never mind.
Well, anyway.
I'm getting sidetracked by chat, which I shouldn't do.
Yeah,
I was almost tempted to ask in chat something.
Well, this is recorded live. I mean, you can, if that's really something.
Well, I kind of wanted to make sure that Chaotic does do the squats, but I shouldn't police it so hard right now.
Nah, we can keep track and police everything after.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me instead.
I don't think you should do 10 squats right now because we have other stuff to do. Unless you can speak and squat at the same time, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I'm gonna do squat the next time I'm in the gym. I'm having a rest day because I have work to do tomorrow, which I'm very nervous, excited, anxious about.
Oh, so that's a live update.
That's a live update that's going on in my life right now. I'm starting my job that will have me work nights for now.
Doing the night shift?
Yeah. Also, Simon's birthday next week. Simon Honeydew, the Diggy Diggy.
What do you mean next week? It's tomorrow.
This week, I mean tomorrow. Yeah, I misspoke. my perception of time is paper thin, fragile. If you think about it too hard, it just falls apart and rips.
So, are you looking forward to the first shift? Yeah,
I'm nervous how it's gonna go. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. It's not a stressful job at all. It involves live testing and stuff without saying too much.
Testing live?
Yeah. Testing live, not live. Live. I mean, there's life involved. As we've just realized, there's pretty much always life involved.
Yeah, it always goes back to life.
Yeah.
Life is the real test. Fuck's sake, we read that at the same time.
That's fine. This will exist as a VOD, so people can see that if they wish. Yeah, and yeah, that's what's going on with me. What's going on with you?
I destroyed my phone finally. That's what's up with me. Pretty bummed about that.
How did you destroy your phone? Like last time I saw it already looked kind of yeah. Yeah,
no, the thing is with that phone, I bought it, I think it's like 4 or 5 years old by now. I think 4 years. Yeah, I think I bought it in like 2020. I think at the beginning of the pandemic even, or like right before. Not that it's related, but I think I bought it like right before the pandemic and it was already used. Oh. And I mean, it was fine, but like for the last year, it was progressively getting worse. Like I think the battery life had gone to shit. I had to charge it several times a day. The USB port broke ages ago too, and I could only I couldn't connect it to anything. I had to buy like a couple wireless chargers.
How do you just break a USB port? Like that's
I
never
don't
happened to
know.
me, I think.
I don't
I
know. It
always break
just
the
stopped.
I always break the cables, never the ports.
Well, that happened to me too, obviously, but I think this is the first one where the actual USB port broke as well. Then at some point I dropped it. Like it was like this I bought this phone because it was specifically supposed to be very water resistant, like waterproof. You like even dunking it would be fine. Like I think at the time they advertised it as like a freaking army grade fucking glass cover or I don't know. It was something like related to the army.
Why? I
I
know
don't
like
know.
Gorilla Glass, and maybe it was like Gorilla Glass, and they were like, "Hey, this is military developed mega grade glass or some shit."
I think look, I actually it said the thing is I think it's like LG V40 and funnily enough LG doesn't even produce mobile phones anymore, so I was stuck with this phone anyways that wouldn't get updates, and that's also dooming it from the start.
But you knew that it already didn't get updates when you bought it, or what did you
No,
just say?
no, like LG discontinued making phones, I think
Oh,
a year or two later.
so they basically also stopped all support for it, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I still got some Android updates. I don't really know. It's just that since they decided they're not doing mobile phones anymore, it kind of was like on the end of its life, you know?
Yeah. My phone also just was 6 years old, I think. It was like a Samsung S7, and I think it didn't even get security updates anymore. That's why I had to get a new phone. It's basically a security risk now. I think they do it differently now. That phones last longer. I think the Google Pixels and stuff, they have longer support now. But there was like a real bad time of just 4 years or so of security update support after release or something for a lot of phones. Which just is like, why? There's barely anything changing in 4 years in phones anyway. I'm not upgrading every friggin' year.
Yeah, I do not want to upgrade that often. Like I usually expect to have a phone for the next 4 years or something. Like, and that's also why I'm considering now what to do because again, I want to buy something that's gonna last long enough, but I also can't wait super long until I get a new phone.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, but like this phone was kind of a trash piece anyways. Like the screen had cracked and that happened, I think. Like it had a really good screen because like I dropped it so many fucking times since I bought
That's
it.
how you
Like,
measure how good a screen is. Like
well,
you do the
honestly, like
how often can I
I
drop it?
was all like I kept being impressed over the years with how many times I could get away with dropping it and it didn't break
In fact, I
until
developed a habit of dropping it.
yeah, sure. I developed a habit of dropping it on purpose from a few floors above, you know, like just like catapulting it even.
Like some dad that's so proud of his indestructible phone that any person he meets, he's like, "Look at this!"
Yeah,
And drops it on the asphalt.
a dad that gives birth to phones. Yeah.
What?
Well, you
Are you
called it a
implying dads
phone
drop
dad.
babies? Oh, because a dad, just some dad, you know. I don't know. For some reason, it's such a dad thing in my brain that it's like, look at this new thing I have. It can do this, you know.
Yeah, I was
It's supposed.
like Michael Jackson like hanging his baby over the
From a
rail.
balcony.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's a reference.
Look, yeah, look at my baby
You
phone.
just you just stand on balconies showing your phone to people.
Yeah, and
So
then
droppable.
dropping
Look at
it.
it.
My phone. Yeah, but you know, one day, one fateful day, I dropped it on the sidewalk and I dropped it
You
face
dropped it on a
down.
baby.
Yeah, I
Oh.
dropped it on a baby face down, and the baby was so sharp. It has these tiny sharp edges that hit the screen with such pressure that, you know, it just couldn't make it anymore. That's
Oof.
my phone, that's my son. Yeah, but
Oof.
I'm getting to the point of explaining why it finally died because even after breaking the screen, it still was doing like decently well. Like the screen had kind of fissured, but it hadn't really like dropped bits out of the screen, which can, you know, it can happen in bad cases. Like you actually lose bits of the screen and then water can get in very easily. But
Did
mine
you
had
research this? How phone screens can break?
no. I'm just talking from experience because I had other phones, you know.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that has so much money that I can just buy many phones. I've broken 17 phones. Look, if I have to count how many phones I've had, no,
Too
I
many.
think I've had like 5 or 6 since I was like a kid and I got my first phone.
Wait, but that's all relative. It's kind of is all relative, right? Like, what was your first phone?
It was a Nokia. Like back in when you had these brick phones that just had this really tiny screen.
Oh yeah, okay.
But mine, like my first phone, because I was a kid and I was like, oh, this one's colorful. I want this one. Because Nokia had made this it was kind of like a dark blue case, but it
Oh yeah,
had
that's the default 3310, I think. Oh,
I don't know, but it had I wonder if I can actually Google this. Nokia. I wouldn't know how to. It didn't look like that. Wait, actually, maybe at this point I should bring stuff on screen
yeah,
to
that would
show
be great,
people.
so I can see.
Actually, now I'm starting to think maybe I have an actual like LED LCD screen. Oh wait, this is all wrong. This looks horrible. I need to move us a little bit to the side before we continue discussing
I
things.
mean, covered by browser. It's crushing me. Oh, okay,
You're
it's fine
fine. You're
now.
fine.
Yeah.
Don't fight it.
Oh, what are those shoes? Why are they like Nokia wellies, like rubber
Good
boots?
question, but ignore that. We're looking at what possibly was my actual phone. Oh my god, I'm getting so nostalgic seeing this. Well, wait, this is very blown out of. Can you not? There it is. This was my first phone. Holy shit.
I have literally never seen this version of the Nokias.
What is it? 3220. Okay, let me
Oh,
Google
it already
this.
had like a full
Look
LED-ish.
how cute. Oh my god. It had these
Jesus.
rubber things on the side. Holy shit, somebody on eBay is actually selling this.
Yeah, that's like a resurgence of dumb phones, where people actually buy these as like phones for trips because you can call emergency outlines easily and they last so long.
Yeah, it makes sense. I guess the battery life is really good. They're very solidly built. But
Or that Nokia handshake too when you start it up.
yeah, the handshake. Oh my god. So Michelangelo. I mean almost. They're actually touching these hands unlike the But anyways, about this phone, what was cool was that it had these rubber like pads on the side, so it was like grippable. Very important. And then also it had lights in there that were colorful. So you could have like freaking yellow or pink lights when somebody would call you.
Oh, you can change the lights.
Yeah, you could change the lights.
It's like the first RGB phone,
Kinda, yeah.
and maybe even the last.
Look, I mean actually I'm not sure you manually could change the colors, but they would be different depending on what was going on. I guess like if you had like an alarm, they would turn red maybe. Oh, and it also had this weird back thing that it actually had a texture underneath this plastic cover. Like like these. I'm not sure what image mine had on the back, but it was something.
I wonder if this
This
had
made me so
exchangeable
nostalgic.
like back and face plates, because I know the 3310, like the base model that everybody had, that's didn't look as fancy, quote unquote fancy as this, but you could exchange basically the plates and stuff, so it could like it look like other stuff.
Like
Like you have before phone cases, they basically were people that were just selling like the shells, so you can have different looking phones.
yeah, well, this one definitely could have different looking like shell because I think you could just detach this and like
Mhm.
these buttons would pop out of the shell and you could detach it and this was the back, you see, like I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if you're looking, but
So
yeah, you could
definitely.
detach that and replace it with another color or whatever. Even this thing was just kind of like this paper thing or like a plastic sheet that had some image on it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was my first
It
phone.
had a camera.
It did.
Jesus.
It did.
Can't imagine the terrible quality images you could get with this bad boy.
Well, at the time, I was very happy.
But so your phone was already pretty modern at least, but you didn't go through like 7 smartphones, basically.
No, I mean, I don't remember what I had after this phone, but I think I had some phones that were provided by like our phone company or something, like some pretty shitty ones. And then I had like I know my last 3 phones, I think. Like I also had a phone that I lost. That was like some shitty Huawei that I was already on the fence about having, and then I think it got stolen or something.
Oof, that's like a nightmare today, having your phone stolen.
Yeah, but that was years ago. Anyways, don't know how much we want to talk about phones, but
Well, how did your phone break though?
oh, how it broke. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
we never
Right. I was actually trying to get to the point of explaining how it broke. Fucking hell. Um well, I did it dumb, obviously. That's why it broke. Because I had, despite cracking the screen, I had been confident that the phone would still withstand humidity, which it did for quite a while. Like,
Oh no.
water still kept dropping on it and it was fine. It didn't get in.
Until
And
it wasn't.
yeah, yesterday it finally actually got in there because I decided to take it, have it sit next to me in the shower. Not like in the
Oof.
shower, but like on the side of the tub. How did water keep dropping on it? Well, sometimes
Well,
your
you should
hands
just
are wet
explain.
or wet, yeah, stuff like this,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. Because I wanted to
Oof.
listen to this video and I couldn't hear it loudly enough from like where I had placed it in the bathroom, so I brought it closer.
But did you
Uh,
not have a screen protector on it after it cracked?
no, I didn't.
Oh, I guess that
That could have
might have
helped,
maybe
yeah.
saved it.
Could have, yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing though. That's so I don't know. Did you have a cracked screen in any other phones before?
Yeah, and I did try to help it with like a screen protector, which it kind of did help for a while, but the problem with previous screens were that they were so cracked that bits of the glass kept coming off, you know? So
Oh yeah.
at some point, even with that screen protector kind of trying to glue them down, they still kept coming off and it was just a mess.
Oh god damn it.
Yeah, of
No.
course. Of course I poorly treated my phone. I'm coming here vulnerable and ashamed and being open about how I actually broke my phone. It's totally my fault. I'm totally admitting that. And I'm hoping that people can show sympathy nonetheless, but
Oh,
maybe
you
they
want
can't.
absolution.
Yeah.
Are we here today to seek absolution for your treatment, your mistreatment of your phone?
Kind of.
Anca destroyer of phones. Listen, I also had a phone that had a cracked screen, but the last one I had 6 years of not ever cracking the screen ever. I think my new phone
Wow.
actually has the screen is slightly more damaged because the old one was this curved Samsung, and I feel like the glass on those is slightly more robust because of the curve, and they know that it's going to be exposed, and you really need a good case to not have the edges and stuff exposed.
But my phone case was really good, and it actually kind of went over the
Mm.
phone. Like it had this distancing, so like it was really hard to actually get the screen hit, unless of course it fell face
Yeah.
down into something sharp. That's a killer.
Yeah, that's
Whatever
also
you're gonna
still
do.
that's something I can also I guess you cannot really get protected from unless you always have a screen protector on. And then some points people were like, even if you have a screen protector on your phone, that doesn't mean the glass won't break when it gets hit because the shock can still break your glass even if there's something stuck to it.
Ugh, such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, I hate
Your
how
phones?
much care you need to have for your phones. Like, you have to get a freaking case, you have to get a screen protector, which themselves can also be quite expensive, and then you might have to replace them because they start looking like shit. Like, I had not replaced mine since I bought it, but it was really embarrassing to walk around with. Like, the color had leaked off. It had
Oof.
like chunks of the plastic had broken off too. Like, it was a mess.
It's like I don't think that actually I want to have like a statistic at some point where you can see how many people walk around with a phone with a broken screen. Because if I think back to
Probably a lot.
university and when I got my diploma from to go to uni back in the day when I caught up on school and stuff, I felt like more than half the people had a broken screen. And often they refused to have proper protective cases. They just had those ugly clear cases because they wanted people to see they had an iPhone, right? And
Even if it's broken.
yeah, and then also have their uni tickets or tickets stuff in the back of the case, so they don't have to have a wallet on them
Oh,
sometimes.
I've done that.
And
I've done that.
because of that, they probably break more easily. But also, it's so baffling because at that point, phones were already so important. There's so much on your phone that if your phone got lost, that would be a minor, well, actually, be major crisis kind of for
Oh my
for
god, that is actually like really a huge problem for me right now because I have so much stuff on my phone that I didn't manage to back up because I also obviously didn't want to bother with preparing for the inevitable moment where the phone would finally break. I could have made backups of things, but I didn't. And now I'm like, okay, what do I do to still at least get some of my photos that because I kind of still want to keep like memories of stuff. I'm kind of a photo hoarder, I don't know. And also like all these apps that I need to log in again, I'll have to figure out if I have all my like backup codes for the authenticators and I struggled to find my electronic ticket for like the subway system here
oh
because
no.
that was something that wasn't available in my account directly. I had to search how to add it to my account despite the fact that I bought it with that account, but it was sent to like an email as a code and then you had to take that code and put it in your account. And it's just like such a hassle right now. And I don't know what to do with the phone itself too. Like I have actually two other phones that are broken that I just carry with me despite the fact that I've moved I don't know how many times
Oh,
since
you
because
still
I
have
don't
them?
know. I do because I don't know how to get rid of them in a way that won't like they won't end up somewhere where people can like access my data and
I think you
use it.
can wipe them effectively, but you could also try disassembling them and taking out the data storage, I guess.
Yeah, but then I have to look into where exactly the data storage is so I can get rid of that properly. And I don't know how to wipe them if they are broken.
Hmm.
Like one of them still kind of works, but the screen is so broken that okay, maybe that one I can wipe because I bought one of these like I think it's like a USB connector that you attach to your phone and then you can actually attach a mouse to your phone through it. And you can have a cursor on the screen of your Android because
Well,
the
I guess
screen is
that
just so
works, yeah.
shattered. Yeah, but like that might work to actually do something to reset or delete all your data, but there's like another one that I have that's completely dead.
I feel like I mean, if you have a screwdriver, you can probably crack it open and just destroy it, basically.
Yeah, I have to look into it.
That's
I
that
just
would be my
haven't
approach.
destroyed the data storage, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Because you can find videos of most phones, how to break them down and repair them. And you could basically just be like, look where the data storage is, take it out, smash it. I don't know. Don't hammer the battery. Yeah, that might explode.
Oh
Maybe
Jesus,
not that.
yeah, yeah. Not. I have to make sure I can tell between the storage and the battery. Yeah.
There's also the question: is it worth it? Is it? Do you think it really will be an issue? Like, I don't know. I just
I'm
reset my
paranoid.
phones like factory reset when I sell stuff, I guess.
Yeah, no, like for two of these phones, I actually literally have to destroy the memory, like because they
Hmm.
cannot be turned on anymore, or the screen is so shattered that, or like this last one, the screen is just completely black now, like it doesn't turn on anymore. In the beginning, it had these like it kind of started like flashing really
Hmm.
brightly, and then it had these
But
weird matrix like green lines coming down.
then you also have the USB port broken, so you can't
Yeah.
actually transfer the data to a new phone at all.
No, that's why it sucks so much.
Ugh, yeah.
I'm really
Well,
pissed.
you really.
Like my only way to even access any of the photos is by using I have this it's called smartphone link on my laptop that I hooked it up to my phone, but this doesn't allow me to select all the pictures and save them. It just allows me to do it one at a time.
Oh, that sounds
I have
terrible.
probably I have like 2,000 pictures that I would like to save.
Oof. Did
I
you
don't
not
know if I'll
save them
do
on
it.
your SD card? Is it all internal storage?
I think it's half and half. I think I had a lot of them on the
Oh,
SD card, but I also had some of them on the internal one.
well, but you just don't have a phone now, I suppose.
No, I mean I don't have my own phone. Like my partner can give me one that is like some really old one of his, and I put my like my thingy, my I can't
Yes.
think. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
the phone thingy. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
those phone thingies.
The
Yeah,
f- the
those.
the phone card with my number, so I can at least get phone calls if somebody's really trying to reach me. But this thing, like, I can't really use it otherwise because it's also ancient.
Yeah. This is where we insert twitch.tv/Ancastasia. You can use the donate button.
I mean, no joke. I actually might need some help with funding that, but
That's why we actually are starting this podcast. That's why we're
yeah,
doing this,
yeah,
so we can
sure,
upload this on YouTube and SoundCloud, and we can make a
yeah.
call for help.
Wow. Now you're making it an embarrassing thing.
What do you mean? It's
Maybe
fine.
I need to add like a little thing to my avatar that's like one of those tin cans for coins, or what do people
Yeah.
collect coins in?
Hats,
A hat,
cardboard
yeah.
boxes. If they
Yeah.
play music, they always have like their guitar case.
Okay, but I
You need a
don't play
poorly
music.
drawn cardboard sign, one of those poorly drawn cardboard signs where you
Yeah.
have the E is backwards and stuff like that.
I will lick for money.
Hmm.
What do I say? I don't know. I poop on my head for money.
Jesus, so you would get a lot of money for that if you had the right
Do you
people.
think? Do you think that that would make a lot of money?
Not on Twitch.
Oh, okay. I guess yeah, okay, fine. I guess I'm in
Yeah.
the wrong place for the services I can provide.
Jeez, wow. Anyway, what else has been going on? I
Yeah.
I I've spent a lot of time playing Helldivers, I guess.
Okay,
You
so
know,
that's your turn now to speak about your life, your week.
yeah, make it as transparent as can be that I'm trying to structure this. Yes.
All right. I'm still
Uh,
looking. I'm
uh,
still looking for stuff to like collect money in, but this is not helping. Like if I put this like tub of gold coins,
it's
um,
already full.
it's
Get
already
that
full.
phone.
That really doesn't
Yeah,
help. That really, yeah, this gives the wrong impression.
I would just take one of those hats. Put it at the foot of your chair.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking for like, oh, there's even one that has like a hand that holds it. That's like a human hand. Maybe I can have that sticking from under
Is
the
there not
chair.
a? I'm looking.
You're looking
You
too now.
can. Oh, this is truly terrible.
Yeah, this is really
Well,
depressing.
yeah, that's kind of very terrible. What I was looking for was something like more like, a cat that was begging for money.
I can hide the hand if that helps. And I can't really. It's coming from behind me. Like
I
this
don't
hand is in
see
my back.
that doesn't really say give me money.
This is what Reddy sent. I don't know. I guess it's
Oh,
it's kind of wow. That's such a sad cat. Oh my god. Okay, actually, that's much better. Right. I will replace it. It's a begging cat. That's very good. It does have a watermark, but that helps because I don't have
that's
money to
fine.
buy like non-watermarked photographs.
The cat is doing your bidding now. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
It basically looks like you have a cat that is begging for money for you. That's great. That's
I
great.
don't know where to place this cat so it's like not taking up the show,
Yeah, that
but
was fine.
what, like under the chair?
No, before where left of you, that was fine.
Okay,
Put
okay.
it there, sure.
It can become one of my classic lickables. You know, something that
Yeah.
if I speak loudly enough, my VTuber's tongue gives it a little lick.
Oh, that's how you make it go. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's the payment it gets. The actual cat payment is licks and pats.
Well, some people would kill for that, you know. So tell me about your week. Finally, tell me about
Well, it's not
Helldivers.
just this week, it's just a recent topic that's constantly in my brain that I think I didn't really
Constantly.
talk about anywhere else that much, apart from maybe on Reddit when I shitpost. Uh, Sue me, I still sometimes read Reddit. It's
Wow.
literally impossible to find good sources of information for some things if you don't use Reddit. It's just how it is because I don't want to read Twitter comments because Twitter comments are a mess. And then the worst thing that I also want to talk about briefly, I want to bring up why freaking Steam discussion boards on updates that developers make essentially useless, entirely useless. You can't find any good information about games that are popular. It's so insane, especially Helldivers right now.
What on Steam? On
But
like the
yeah,
on the
the
community boards?
community hub, yeah,
Okay, because
it
I
mostly
literally
memes
never
and
look at those.
yeah, I do though because it's like the most immediate contact you can have with the devs, unless you go to their forums when they have forums,
I mean, that's
basically.
true, but the thing for me is that I've only started looking at those because I am learning how to use Steam as a dev, which is funny because like actually that is now I'm seeing that yeah, that tends to be the first place where you would be in contact with the devs. But I wasn't really aware of that before.
Yeah, some devs do engage, like smaller devs and smaller games, certainly, but bigger games, I feel like they swiftly go away from that, which I'm also going to tell you why that. I think that is actually. And
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't want to engage in that either, I think. There's been this, like last, it's been out for like 4 weeks now, right? So, but certainly last week
Helldivers.
and the week before that, yeah, Helldivers too. That is, yeah. And I mean, it should be obvious, but no, depending on when anyone hears this, yeah, who knows? The Helldivers 2 is what I'm talking about, though, the new one at this point. And the devs had a little bit of a blunder. Like there was a lot of communication going on where people were complaining about how hard the hard difficulties were. It's like to paint a picture, the whole game is supposed to be this power fantasy of you are made up to be this glorified soldier fighting for democracy because Earth has expanded so far in the galaxy that you basically are the dominant power and you fight the automatons on one side and the terminids, which are bug guys,
Terminids.
on the yeah,
It's
sentient
like
bugs basically on the
Tyranids.
other. They are like Zergs or like the bugs from Starship Troopers, basically, which it is
Mm-hmm.
heavily inspired by.
Oh
Has a lot of
yeah, it's
propaganda.
the weird freaking propagandist like tongue in
Yeah,
cheek
exactly.
stuff about being in
And
the military.
it's like a whimsical game. It's purely PvE, but people got really annoyed at how unfair it felt at higher levels. And then they had this problem where a bunch of their devs, like not community management people, were going out of their way to tell the community to get good and that they just suck, and
The
then clearly
devs
also
are doing
insulting
that to
sometimes.
people.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
had to,
god.
they came around and they made an apology, like the community facing people made an apology about it, and then the devs that did it also ended up apologizing for what they said and stuff, so that kind of was
Jesus.
smoothed out, kind of all still leaves a sour taste. I kind of think I blame that on they are suffering from success a little bit because they grew so fast. They didn't anticipate this game to be so big. They had like 10 times the amount of people they expected when they launched, and they had to scale really quickly, and they were really struggling to make the servers withstand the onslaught of people.
Oh, I
So
guess
I guess
I
they were
could
under a lot of
imagine
stress.
that they are super freaking pressured right now.
Yeah. But it's like I also don't really know what view of the community they have. And that's like the big thing that I've noticed is when you look at the Reddit discussion, it goes both ways. People are really in on the role play, which is a little bit icky sometimes because yeah, to kill all
Wait,
the
wait,
bugs,
wait, wait,
democracy, yeah.
because I'm still like What is your big gripe right now with Helldivers?
Well, there's two things, I guess. It's not about me just having a soapbox to stand on. It's more like a report on what is going on. Like I
Well,
what I don't like is the Steam discussions particularly.
if you have examples of Steam discussions that we should actually look at, maybe that would help.
If you want to, you can just simply go to the Steam community for Helldivers 2 and you can see it yourself probably. I can send you a link as well. But that's not the entirety of what I'm talking about. It's also, I guess it's a weird thing because this game is so popular and with so many people that are, I don't know, from all over the place with different views and different values, basically. Kind of the thing.
So do you think that it's kind of attracting a bit of the far right crowds that kind of take it too
Uh,
seriously, or
I'm not sure if that's mostly it. I'm actually looking for a specific post. I need to give you the discussion thread for the latest post. Yeah, this one actually. The second one is more. I there's probably also some posts in this. I didn't look at what is currently on the discussion because it might have been moderated at this point. But when there's like patch note updates, this is more about Steam discussions than it is about Helldivers in particular. But with this game being so popular, in Pal World and stuff, you also see this. I think when you look at the discussions for a dev post, essentially it gets taken over by people that just I don't know. You can just look at it and you can see us. Yeah, there. Basic.
what? There's this kind of like big lettered post here that just says we want more LGBTQIA plus representation, please, heart sign.
Yeah, and then the almost only
And
other
then
comment.
immediately there's another post saying don't add LGBT skins and pronouns, and it has like
And then the
stop
next
signs.
one, yeah, and the next one
And
is
the
please
next
add
one is
pronouns and LGBT skins,
what
and the
is
next one is
this?
don't add them. Yes,
Don't
what is
yeah, and then
this?
there's a petition to don't not add it and keep the game neutral, fix the game servers for liberty and freedom. Dude,
And
this is
it's like this
bizarre. It
entire
keeps being
bubble.
like it's like over and over it keeps being add them, don't add them, add them, don't add them. All these
And
posts.
this is like a true chicken egg scenario because I can't tell you what came first. I never ever have seen the devs even mention that they want to add rainbow capes or anything into the game as custom things. And for some reason, there's just this massive crowd that assumes that this game is going to become their nightmare of making them realize that gay people exist in real life, basically. Feels like.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
like, please don't remind me that I can be confronted with my personal inadequacies and fears that I don't want to confront. I don't want to think about that. Maybe I might actually be gay. You know, that's what these people are
Oh,
really
that would be
afraid of.
the
I think.
absolute worst. Yeah, yeah. But it's funny. It sounds like they need to make two games or something. They branch the game at a point so that they don't add it in one version, but they add it in the other one.
Yeah. Like that's just and the point is that on Reddit, this isn't anything you ever see. It might also just be moderated better. There people discuss about the difficulty should not be made too easy, you're just bad, or yeah, no, the game is too hard. It should be made easier because this is supposed to be fun, right? And that's what I have issues with. That's what I am like. I want the game to be fun, you know, but this is not really that important. You can play the game and enjoy it. But then you go to Steam and you think, what are these people thinking on the most recent update? Because this changed the game a little bit. Maybe these people have insightful evidence, or maybe they are outraged about it. No, this is literally nothing about this. The
This
entire
is
comment
so
section is
weird.
just please don't add, just don't make me realize that transgender people exist in my video game.
Yeah. Keep this game neutral. Don't add woke stuff to the game. But yeah, and this patch is notes about balancing enemies, gameplay, some fixes, some known issues that still exist. But they're all technical stuff.
It's yeah, there's nothing. The game doesn't, as far as it's aware, to anybody that they don't want the game to become something that has like weird skins in it that break the immersion and everything. And it does really have a weird vibe of that video of that Starfield guy that was crying about pronouns in Starfield. Like as soon as he
I
saw pronouns in the character creation, he just closed the game and had a hissy fit.
what?
Yeah,
Wait, what and what
that
pronouns were available?
Well, more than, you could choose pronouns. That's
Oh,
basically what
that's
it boiled down to.
insane. That's
That he
insane.
he looked at the game and he saw, oh wow, they have pronouns. I don't want pronouns in my games. It's like I don't want water in my tea. That's like
It's just like I really don't see or come across much of that kind of discussion online. So in my Twitch bubble where I think that pronouns are nice and to be respected and all this stuff, it's like and it just it's like a weird cold shower to be reminded that there are some people out there who are
yeah.
so driven to such rage by that topic that it's like holy shit.
It's almost like they seek out to be angry at this, even though if they saw a transgender person in real life and they had a normal interaction, I am like sure that most of the time they would not be complaining in any way. They would just be, hey, this is a person. Like they wouldn't notice because people don't, say, hey, I'm trans by the way, and now you also have to become trans. No, they're just people going about their day-to-day life. But for some reason in these comments they make it feel like they are being preyed upon or something. It's like they have this fear. Please don't take away my whatever. Like, what are you taking away? Even I don't even know. That they have this irrational fear, and sometimes I think that actually might not be like when I look at these comments. My proposition is that the people that are wishing for LGBT pronouns, they are not. They don't want them. They only want them because they know there are people that don't want them.
Yeah,
I
like
think this is just people trolling people that are trolling people.
yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was kind of starting to feel because there's this back and forth add them, don't add them. It feels like most of these people probably are just memeing. I don't understand.
It has such strong 4chan fucking around energy.
Yeah.
Simply because they know people care about this stuff, and then people see it and think it's real, but it's actually not. And that's what I feel like. I can't tell anymore. Sarcasm on the internet just doesn't work. I feel the same way when I go on TikTok and there's like a video of someone very sincerely saying something entirely incorrect and stupid. And then sometimes I check the comments, there's people just being baited by it because I feel like that must be fake. Or directly people also even saying, haha, nobody gets the joke. It's like, where was the joke? I didn't see a joke.
Oh shit, sometimes you don't get the joke. Wow.
And sometimes I think it wasn't a joke, but people think it's a joke because they don't want it to be real. I don't know. Like I lose my mind sometimes.
I feel like I'm just trying to be content, not always knowing because can you always know what that person truly meant without asking more questions, which you can't always do online.
Yeah. Uh,
And you
how
don't know
can
if
you
they want to be
yeah.
honest about anything.
Like if they end up in a Discord that I am in charge of in any way or form, I just ban them immediately, basically. I don't know. I've never had a fruitful discussion with one of these people. I don't know. And sometimes when every time I play Helldivers, I have to mute everybody because every other game there's someone just open mic having someone talk at them or
Like what
someone
about
saying the
what?
N-word.
Oh
I don't
god.
know. Maybe they're in an internet cafe, or maybe their mother is trying to get through to them. I don't even know. Sometimes you have a dog barking in the background.
Oh gosh, that's so
Like,
annoying.
there's barely ever anybody that has the open mic that actually is talking about anything game related. I feel like they don't even know that they have their microphone activated.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
That yeah.
but that's almost entirely what my Helldivers current state is. But it
Sounds
is also
like an actual hell.
sounds like, well, at least the Steam page is actual hell. But the game itself is fun. The problem is just that the devs are kind of trying to balance the difficulty in the game, and it feels a bit like I don't know why they do some changes. I don't know what their vision is because it contradicts itself sometimes. They tune it in weird ways that I don't really necessarily feel like make sense.
Well, what do you mean exactly about
It
changes
feels
they
like
make?
it should be this power fantasy that just is fun. But then they are like, "Hey, now there's this area where you can't go anymore," or the scaling. We are nerfing weapons in this game, so weapons that you like to use to solve a certain situation and have fun with are now borderline useless.
Do you think
And
they're
then
doing that because this game, they're taking it very seriously, that they want this game to be very meta?
the problem is there was a meta. Like there wasn't the meta was developed that in higher difficulties you always had to have certain guns. And then they just took basically the one gun everybody used and made it bad.
No, but I mean that they're so, like, they're changing so many things or making things not fun for players because that is the point of the game, to be ironic and like weird about war and how much of like cannon fodder you are as like an individual soldier in the whole thing.
That would be so bizarre though. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
maybe.
possible.
But it almost feels like you are being misled when you buy the game if that's the case. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean
hey,
it's a
buy this
very
game. It's super
anti
fun.
it's a very like, let's say anti-consumer or like trolling or whatever, but I wonder if that's what they're thinking.
Yeah. I if it wasn't published by Sony, that might have been more possible, I think.
Oh, okay, but because it's published by Sony, it probably doesn't try to be that artsy or like proving the
Yeah.
point, making you
I
experience
think
the actual frustration and pointlessness of war and whatever.
it
Like,
does have those elements. Like there's definitely things in it that they're in the game itself. There's broadcasts that are giving dissenting information, like that you are shutting down illegal broadcasts that are saying that the war on the bugs is only taking place because the bugs are a valuable fuel source.
ah, right, I see.
Yeah, it's all instigated by by the government. Basically, it's all just bureaucracy, and you're not being told.
I
That's
mean,
basically it.
that's I don't know. They might not be doing something like that, but it's interesting because like either you make a game that, you know, sells very well and it kind of takes themes of the whole like anti-establishment or making fun of democracy or making fun of like all this propaganda shit that these people are fed, but that's still for the purpose of selling the game. They like, you basically as the consumer still want a game that is fun to play and doesn't like teach you a lesson about something.
Exactly. I
um
don't think they can teach a lesson. I think that is the medium and the way this game went. No, I don't think they can teach a lesson. I think that's giving them way too much credit. Probably, it's just a silly game about shooting enemies, and it's like this stupid Warhammer 40k fantasy of you don't question anything or you'll be reported to your next officer. You know.
yeah, so I feel like there's an extra level to doing this game, which is then you don't question this game because you want to just have something that you consume lightly. You know, like it keeps going in these meta layers.
Oof. Yeah. That's giving me a headache. I think if I treat it like that.
Yeah, well,
It's interesting because when you go back around to the comments about the whole LGBT stuff, it feels like, yeah, these people are fighting their own war that is kind of weird.
yeah, right. So in a
Essentially, in the
weird way, this game existing
yeah,
and also the devs poorly handling the whole thing kind of creates this ridiculous war of our own outside of the game. But that,
yeah,
I mean, that's just the internet at the end of the day. I don't know.
it's just the recent field where it's taken place. I think,
Yeah, it's the latest.
especially
Yeah.
since it's an internationally popular game, and there's like some cultural groups that have more problems with it, and it's like a bit of a culture clash as well. Yeah, but we can move on. I can present to you something more lighthearted.
Oh, so but was that all that you had to share about, like, I don't know, how your week has been developing?
Yeah, I don't. There's not really much else going on. I saw Dune 2. We already talked about that, though. Sadly,
Yeah, I
kinda.
did also kind of talk about that on stream. I guess that would be like a bigger topic if I wanted to comment on the game. I don't know. Not prepared to do that right now, I suppose.
Yeah, we're just figuring this out after all. It's. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, if you wanna, if you wanna, I don't know how long we've been going.
We've
I
been
didn't start
going
a timer.
for about an hour already. An hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, but that's not when it's really started.
No. Well, let's say an hour. It's kind of been an
I think
hour.
almost an hour, yeah. Well, we can end on a high note, you know? Uh, uh, we can end on this.
Okay. A Yahoo
It's
News thing. Jesus.
I had 3 different news articles, and I basically just chose this one because it's from Yahoo News.
Excuse me? Man named Deez Nuts arrested in Green Bay charged with battery.
Yes.
Wait, what? Wait, this is a new
This
article? This is from just like not even a week ago?
there's this news originally was published, I think, by the earliest article I found was by Complex, which is doing like music, pop culture stuff, I guess. And they had published an article on March 9th, and Yahoo, I guess, caught. Actually, no, this is older. Yeah, no, the
This is
Yahoo
March
article is actually
8th.
even older.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, then this might actually be the oldest one. Yeah. I have another article that's on the Huffington Post that's from like March 11. Yeah, but it's
Incredible.
yeah, this person, this man named Deez Nuts was arrested in Green Bay. Yeah.
What do you mean his name is Deez Nuts?
Well, let me tell you about him. I hope this article sums it up as well, because, yeah, in Green Bay, Wisconsin, a man with a one-of-a-kind first name was taken into custody after an alleged disturbance on the city's east side. According to a criminal complaint obtained by Local 5, 42-year-old Deez Nuts Kroll, Deez Nuts with a hyphen, by the way,
Deez
which
Nuts with
I
a
think is
hyphen.
yeah, which I think is a bad move. It should be D's middle name Nuts,
Yeah, these
because
they should have had nuts in quotes, right? Like these and
I,
then
I
nuts in quotes.
I think it just had to be 2 separate names, because now you can't do the thing of, hey, who are you? D's what D's D's Nuts. You know, you can't do that if you have a hyphen.
Right.
It's like
Now you can't do the joke. You have to fully introduce yourself as these nuts instead of being like these. What do you mean these nuts?
exactly.
Yeah, it's
Well,
such a missed opportunity.
D's Nuts Scroll was arrested following an incident involving a gun
Oh
on
shit.
March 5th. So this is not that old. The news story is about a week old, I guess. Uh, around a week and a half, around 10 p.m., officers were sent to the 900 block of East Walnut Street. I guess they have those long streets
Dude,
for a report of
they
disturbance.
have nuts on the street too.
They do have nuts on the street, but the police officers came, and took care of it.
Took care of
They
these nuts, yeah.
they
I
dragged the
see.
nuts off the streets. Yeah. When officers got to the scene, 2 people were brought to a squad car and placed in the back. Additionally, officers took Kroll into custody, and he was reportedly standing outside with no shirt on.
Yeah.
Yep. The
Topless
complaint
nuts.
says that Kroll appeared to be highly intoxicated, but he did follow officers' commands. It is always mentioned that authorities identified. That's such a weird phrasing. It is always mentioned that authorities identified Kroll by Wisconsin ID card. Is this AI written?
I
It's
don't
always mentioned.
know.
Usually, when this happens, always this is mentioned that he was identified by his ID card, which said "These nuts, Lee Kroll."
Wait, so is his middle name Lee then?
Yeah, his middle name is Lee.
So that's why he had to do these nuts as his
I
first
guess.
name.
You can have more than 2 names, though, I think, at least in Germany. But yeah, the 2
True.
people who were originally brought to a squad car said they were arguing with Kroll over the phone around 8 p.m. About 2 hours later, around 10 p.m., they found the door to the residence was locked. One person said that Kroll opened the door and punched them with a closed fist in the shoulder. Jeez. This led to a physical altercation, according to the complaint. At one point, Kroll allegedly got a gun. Authorities later took the gun into evidence and found it was a CO2 BB gun. So it wasn't even like a proper firearm. It was just one of those BB guns that kids played with back in the day, I guess.
Yeah, but it had like silver mini balls.
It said like, yeah, silver 4.5 millimeter
Or like
BBs. I don't know how
metal.
much. I think you can take out an eye with those things, but I don't know if
Yeah.
they can really hurt you much. I don't know.
So
When the police
dangerous.
arrived, they claimed that it was apparent he was talking in circles. Throughout the official complaint, Kroll was referenced to as "these nuts."
Well, I'm glad that they used his proper name with such
Yeah.
commitment.
I saw like another article that I don't know. Yeah, there it is. The Smoking Gun reported that Kroll legally changed his first name from Derek to Deez Nuts in 2011, adding another E.
2011.
Yeah, and it was
That's so
Des
long
Nuts at
ago.
first. He added in another E 6 years later. So he was Des Nuts, then he changed it to Deez Nuts.
That's so weird. Why would he do death nuts at first? Was he trying to kind of conceal the joke?
I wonder if he tried to get by the authorities because it was easier to add another E later on. Because he was like, I'm already named Des, why not add another E?
I guess. But it was like death then dash nuts.
It was DEZ dash nuts before, yeah.
Des nuts. Jesus Christ. Turns out Deez Nuts was also a presidential candidate.
Oh yeah. This other Huffington Post article also says although the term was first used on Dr. Dre's 1992 album, The Chronic, classic.
Sure.
It really took hold in pop culture in 2015 when Brady Olson, a 15-year-old Iowa native, ran for president under the name and ended up scoring surprisingly well in early polls compared with Hillary
15
Clinton,
years
Bernie
old.
Sanders, and Trump. Yeah,
Jeez.
that would have been the youngest president in history by like a few decades.
Yeah. And with such a pen name or whatever you might call it.
Yeah, these nuts.
Also, the way
I don't know,
like Wikipedia, the way it writes this is really hilarious because they use the last name sometimes, and it says nuts apostrophe bid for the presidency.
President.
Oh, imagine having a podcast where you have to just cut out these bits. Ugh. Do you think that's how people
God.
end up being in
Maybe we don't.
podcasts and they have to cut those stuff out? Because I don't
Some
know.
do. Some also. I just also listen to podcasts where they're constantly like, "Yeah, we cut this out, and then it stays in." That's Auntie Donna is a lot of that as well.
Oh my god. But I don't
Yeah.
want my aneurysm to stay in that I just
That's
had
fine.
there.
We don't have to publish this one. This is probably the most scuffed one we'll ever make.
You think?
Yeah. If we keep going, that is. If we don't keep going, this will be the most scuffed and the best one we've ever made.
Yeah, maybe this one will be the most authentic we ever made.
Yeah. Stop on a high note. What note is higher than the only note in existence, Why keep
What?
going?
What?
We can just stop after this one. Well, the high note is only,
Oh yeah, the highest
note.
note. The highest note.
Yeah, it's only the highest note. It's all relevant. Relevant? It's all relative. I mean, you can keep this in. Cut it out, I mean. What did you just do?
I was just going around in my tabs.
Yeah. Not nothing specific there.
No. I'm starting to get spaced out, so I'm not sure how much more I can actually.
Can I related? We had another thing. We had like an entire list of crazy stuff, but maybe we should just do that next time. Yeah, a bunch of interesting products from an article.
Yeah, I think we have to leave that one for the next episode because I don't think we can manage. We're already way past an hour as it is. But I think there's more about these that you need to tell me.
Yeah, there's another thing. We did briefly talk about this. Yeah, the Mr. Beast is involved in a way, not necessarily entirely. This is tangential. This is not really that related.
Tangential, yes.
Yeah,
is it about the Feastables?
Yes, it's this. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're not sponsored. I'm not affiliated, and I don't really condone.
No,
I don't know. Mr. Beast is a weird figure.
I don't care about Mr. Beast at all.
I don't know. He has the air of someone that is like, there's something weird that's going to come out about him. I don't know, but for now he's done a lot of good stuff, I guess. But it's for views as well. It's kind of weird.
That smile, wow, he looks so forced in this one.
Fun fact that I learned recently is that the term teeth, I think, is automatically removed from any of his videos because that seems to be a thing people talk about a lot.
Oh god, really? He actually moderates that people cannot joke about his teeth?
That's I have that out of like third hand, that information, so don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But apparently there's some sensitivity about that topic. I don't know why. The teeth look nice. Like it's just that he always shows his teeth, which
I
kind of
think
looks a
the
bit weird.
teeth look nice. I think the smile doesn't.
Yeah, the smile looks like the smile of someone with dentures or something.
Yeah, like he raises his cheekbones a lot when he smiles. I don't know, it's kind of
It's almost awkward. It's like very forced.
yeah.
But who knows what information is behind that? But
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
this is
but
about the
it,
fact.
it does remind me of Harold.
Harold. Oh yeah, hide the
The
pain, Mr.
hide the
Beast.
pain, hide the
Oh,
pain,
I
Mr.
forgot his.
Beast. Exactly.
Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. That's the name of Mr. Beast.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Donaldson. Yeah, that's his actual name.
Wow.
Also says so in the article. Apparently, he lost a lawsuit against someone
The
because of the
company
term "these nuts."
behind these nuts.
Yes,
Who the hell is Deez nuts with the apostrophe? DEE apostrophes S nuts.
it says in the article, but yeah, it's a company that sells nuts, and yeah,
God. And it has this granny with hot nuts in a cloth.
yeah,
Look at her. Mrs. D.
it's a
Everyone loves Deez
gourmet.
nuts.
It's a gourmet peanut company
Oh
that
gosh, I
operates in
see.
Jacksonville. Yeah. And the owner of the company sued Mr. Beast over the D's Nuts name because they deemed it copyright infringement.
Really?
Yes.
But it's spelled differently.
Well, let me give you, I'm going to read you something from the article. It's the second big paragraph. Also, I like how the first line of this article is Mr. Beast took an L against D's Nuts.
Wow, journalism.
Journalism at its finest. Yeah. I guess it's a pop culture magazine. Okay. So I guess they get away with a little bit of, pizzazz. Dittore, I guess, is the person suing. Brian Dittore, probably that of Italian descent, maybe. Who knows? He reportedly named the company after his late grandmother as a way to pay homage to her comedic flair. He said he secured the D's Nuts trademark in 2012 and has significantly expanded the company ever since. According to the suit, D's Nuts products are sold in 34 states.
Impressive.
That is a lot more states than water can be in. You know,
Are you talking
like
about
liquid, gas,
oh,
solid, plasma.
wow. Wow, that's I thought you were just joking about like Las Vegas or something, like Nevada
No.
State or they're having water problems, but no, it's just okay. Proceed.
Yeah. Or Flint, California. Yeah, a place where fire comes out of the faucets or something, if I remember correctly.
Now that's something we need to talk about next time.
That's old news, though. That's something that has been
Are we
squashed flat.
supposed to only talk about new news? Because this is from
I don't
December
know.
last year.
Maybe we should call this podcast old news.
Yeah, maybe.
We only talk about stories from the 1890s.
Holy shit, yeah, or like stuff that's reported in like the 1800s newspapers.
Well, you were looking for stuff that you could talk about that maybe you should do some research on really old news.
Maybe. Maybe I need to go
Kind
like
of
to
old
the
news.
Hamburg like news archive or something and dig out
Oh
some
god, yeah.
ancient newspapers. But then I'll need your help to
Well,
translate them.
that's no problem. I mean, Google has a very easy feature that you can use to translate anything.
True.
And if there's anything that doesn't make sense, maybe I'll notice it. Maybe I won't.
Just don't know how trained the algorithms or AIs are for translating very old German.
I don't know, especially when it's written in old German letters, because I can't read those. The F looks the same
Oh.
as the S. But fun fact, there is a type font that is illegal, which is called
Oh, is this about like Nazi stuff?
Breitkopffraktur, I believe, is what it's called.
What?
There's the Nazi font basically that's verboten. It's
Oh.
forbidden.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, the article goes on to say that the plaintiff argued that the Mr. Beast backed Deez Nuts name was confusingly similar and phonetically equivalent to Deez Nuts and was therefore infringing on his copyright. You know,
Mm-hmm.
according to the Washington, I don't know, WJXT, is that Washington Journal Extra tight? I don't freaking know what that's supposed to mean.
It's some link.
Feastable's legal team pushed back against the claim, saying the D's Nuts phrase stemmed from Dr. Dre's 1992 album The Chronic and is commonly used online. Well, yeah, News for Jacks is apparently what that link leads to. I have never
Yeah.
heard of that. That sounds weird. Millions of people on the internet have come to use the phrase D's Nuts as an irreverent way to interject humor or sarcasm into or end a conversation, Feastable's lawyer said.
They did some internet research.
In fact, these nuts ultimately landed in the Urban Dictionary and is defined as a euphemism and slang term, is what they also said. The U.S. District Court judge wasn't convinced and ruled in favor of the Torah. On
That's
December 6th,
because
the plaintiff was granted a permanent injunction against
that judge
Feastables.
that judge that ruled that did not go on the internet.
Apparently, that's a permanent injunction, which means that technically I should not be able to use these nuts anymore on the packaging. But the article states that you can still buy it.
Well, let's see if
Which
it's there still right now. Peanut butter. Wait, huh?
I can only find chocolate right now.
Peanut butter is there. Peanut butter crunch, chocolate.
I
Maybe
only
they
see
discontinued it.
this actually shows that it's gone. From when was this article is like a year old, so maybe it's gone now. They have a link to the online store directly though.
Yeah, I
No,
clicked the
it's
link in the
gone.
article.
I think it's just called peanut butter now. Yeah. They all just called Feastables and have different named flavors, which are just describing what's in them. So I
Yeah.
guess these nuts is gone.
Rip.
They came through.
Well, the law has spoken, you know. What are you gonna
But
do?
there's like more weird information about this stuff that is like going a bit too far into it. But essentially, Mr. Beast going into shops and just having his product with him if they didn't have it on the shelves and just saying, hey, can you put this on your shelves and sell it? Really
Jesus.
aggressively marketing it. Kind of weird. But yeah, that's the story of these nuts.